Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Yannick Carrasco, as it has been reported that the Atletico Madrid winger is an option for Barca to replace Dembele. We are going to discuss that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Bernardo Silva, as it has been reported that Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez has reached out to the Manchester City superstar. The move to the Camp Nou is still an option. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up till the very end. As the Ousmane Dembele transfer merry-go-round continues to spin, the rumor mill is once again churning out names as potential replacement for the Frenchman that Barca could be targeting. According to journalist Josep Capdevila, Barca have identified two primary targets in the event that Dembele joins Paris Saint-Germain, which with every passing moment is getting increasingly likely. So Yannick Carrasco have re-emerged. It seems to be a trend in this transfer season for Barca that when they are on the hunt for a winger, Atletico Madrid's Yannick Carrasco's name is always drawn from that hat. Having previously been linked with Barca, Capdevila now suggests that Carrasco is once again an option to replace Dembele alongside former winger Alexis Sanchez. While the latter would arrive on a free transfer, the report suggests that Carrasco would cost Barca around 15 million euros. So let's talk about more alternatives on the radar. Earlier today, there were also reports that suggested Barcelona could be eyeing Bayern Munich winger Leroy Sané as one of the alternatives. However, it is tough to see the signing being too viable even after Dembele's departure creates some breathing room within the financial fair play regulations. The most likely scenario for Barca, however, would be that they retain Ace Abday and give him a more prominent role in the team next season. It does seem that the Moroccan has convinced Xavi of his quality and could be very financially smart internal replacement for the French man. So it remains to be seen if Barcelona splurge on another winger in the summer, with Bernardo Silva also on the tip of the media's tongues, if they manage to fetch a decent sum for Dembele. As of now, Dembele is still with the squad and traveling to Las Vegas for the friendly against AC Milan. Of course, this Dembele transfer saga have just generated a lot of crazy stories. I'm sorry to put it that way, but of course we know the media will bring all sort of stories, right? Yes, talking about Dembele replacement. While we're talking about them, because now Dembele is leaving, Barca definitely must be thinking, who is that player that we should use as Dembele replacement? Because Dembele have always been an important player in Xavi's setup. Carrasco has been a player that we have been talking about for a long time, even though those links had already died down. But now Carrasco's name has emerged again. Why? Because Dembele's move to PSG is looking inevitable. But now, does it even make sense? Does it even make sense? A player that will cost 15 million? It makes no sense when we have Ace Abday, a quality player, young player that will cost us nothing to integrate him. I think it will be financially nonsense, like financially unwise for Barca to, you know, buy somebody for 15 million when they have Ace up there and you say you're bringing a Dembele replacement. I definitely think that this should not even be a debate. We have a quality player in Abday, Ezazuli, who has shown his quality not just for the friendlies, but we've seen him last season at Osasuna and more especially in the under 23 African Cup of Nations where Morocco won and he was the top goal scorer. He was exceptional, and many Barca fans are falling in love with the player already. And even when Dembele was still in the team, or when Dembele was still assured to stay next season, there were still a lot of Barca fans out there saying that Xavi should keep um, Ace Abde. He's a quality player, and more of it, especially as Dembele is likely to leave, then there's a more reason why the club should rely on Ace Abde as a replacement for Dembele. So I don't think about any potential replacement, because definitely the only thing that Barca can make use of in this Dembele's exit should be looking for a new player in another position. We have been already talking about that on numerous occasions, like for example, going for a right back like Cancelo, or maybe for Bernardo Silva. But I think a right back would be ideal because we definitely need a natural right back, which we don't have to now. So let's see what happens. Definitely, the Dembele situation is still making a lot of headlines. Barca are not happy about the situation, but they just have to accept it the way it is and use it to their advantage. As I've said, making use of his exit, buying players of good quality, and of course, I think Barca, in the long run, they are even happy about that because they can now even go and strengthen another position. We have players like Ace Abde, for crying out loud, who can step up, and I think he's a better player. If groomed well by Xavi, he will be one of the best players in the future for Barcelona. So we just have to keep seeing how things go from here. Then on to the next story of discussion. The potential sale of Ousmane Dembele to Paris Saint-Germain means Barca have endured a very, very busy period in the transfer market. Although the club are not in favor of a sale, Dembele's departure could free up a significant salary mass, which in turn could help the club bring in new stars. One such player Barca might pursue following the departure of Dembele is Bernardo Silva. The Portuguese international has once again been linked with a move to Camp Nou, with Barca interested in signing him if Dembele goes for a big fee. According to Gerard Romero, Barca coach Xavi Hernandez has even contacted Bernardo in the last few hours. Xavi has informed the playmaker that Barca are working on a deal to sign him. The player, for his part, is reportedly looking for a move away from the Etihad. Xavi, meanwhile, has harbored hopes for Silva for a very long time. The Portuguese international is the Barca coach's ideal choice as he looks to reinforce his options in the interior midfield slot. Silva was notably linked with a move to Camp Nou last summer, but the move did not materialize due to Barca's financial woes. Providing Barca are able to complete the deal, Bernardo Silva will not be the only Manchester City player moving to Catalonia this summer. In fact, the playmaker will reunite with his former Man City teammate Ilkay Gundogan, who had joined the club on a free transfer earlier in the summer. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.